Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I am back with the 5th episode in our Road to Rank series, where I climbed the online VGC 15 ladder. Yesterday I asked you guys what Mega Evolution you wanted to see on today's episode, and Mega Audino won with over 100 votes. I think the second place one was Mega Salamence at only around 70, so a lot of you guys wanted to see Mega Audino. Now I'm going to be quite honest with you, I don't think Mega Audino is going to be viable in VGC. I think, you can certainly make it work, which is what I'm going to be trying to do in the 2 battles today, but at the same time, I just don't think it's really worth wasting a Mega Evolution on. In general, you want your Mega Evolution to be really powerful while still be able to take hits, and Mega Audino just has no means of offense. You often see, Calm Mind, Toxic Stall, maybe with Wish, but those strategies don't work out as well in VGC, where it's faster paced, so we're going to see how it works out. I'm using a Trick Room variant with Heal Pulse, Helping Hand, and Draining Kiss, so very support-esque, and I've surrounded it with Hariyama, Life Orb, Aegislash, Choice Specs, Hydreigon, Choice Band, Azumarill, and Safety Goggles, Rotom Heat, so we'll see how it fares. I'm not really expecting very much, to be quite honest, but in theory, I think it could work. Because of the Pokemon I've surrounded it with. For example, Hariyama and Aegislash, both very bulky, able to take hits, but also able to dish out damage, so the idea of Heal Pulse and Helping Hand to support that kind of sounds nice. So I'm going to find a 1580 player from Japan. He's got a team of Heatran, Gastrodon, Aerodactyl, Hydreigon, Rotom Wash, and Scizor. Pretty interesting team. Hariyama can actually have a field day if I'm able to set up Trick Room. So I'm going to lead with Hariyama and Audino. And have, let's see, I think Aegislash would be good for this. Azumarill would be nice too. Yeah, I'm going to bring Azumarill and Aegislash, though I kind of want to bring Rotom Heat as well. Though I suppose outside of the Scizor, Rotom Heat is fairly useless. So I'm going to go Hariyama, Audino, Aegislash, Azumarill. And the idea is to set up Trick Room and use the slow Pokemon to try to sweep through my opponent's team. Helping Hand plus the attacks I've got are really powerful. You'd imagine Helping Hand, Choice Band, Play Rough from Azumarill, Helping Hand, Life Orb, Shadow Ball from Aegislash, or even just a Helping Hand Close Combat can be really powerful. The one issue I really have with Audino, or Mega Audino I guess, is that you don't really have that great means of recovery. I mean, suppose you could use Wish, but the thing about Wish is it takes up a turn, and if you really want to use it, chances are you're going to have Protect on the Audino as well. And then you're already giving up 2 move slots, so you can only have 2 other attacks. And that's just not what I wanted for this Audino build. So I'm not saying my build is the best in VGC. It's just what I thought could at least work. And once again, I don't think Mega Audino will be very good in VGC. I think it can be a fun Pokemon to use here and there, but it's not going to be the Pokemon you should be using if you want to win tournaments with. Regardless though, let's try it out. This is my first game with Mega Audino, so it should be interesting to see how it goes. So I'm going to lead with Hariyama and Audino to have that fake out pressure right from the start and try to set up Trick Room right away. He's going to go with Aerodactyl and Rotom Wash. So that's not a bad lead matchup for me at all, actually. I'm guaranteed a Trick Room because I can just fake out Aerodactyl and Mega Evolve in Trick Room. So I'm actually very happy about the leads my opponent went with. Of course, Aerodactyl gets access to Taunt, but Rotom Wash does not threaten either of my Pokemon whatsoever, so I am perfectly fine seeing the Rotom. In fact, he may be tempted to burn the Hariyama, but of course Hariyama gets Guts, so if he does do that, he's going to just increase my attack for the remainder of the game. Now, what's interesting is to see whether the Aerodactyl is Mega or not, whether it has a Focus Sash or not, and whether it protects on the first turn or not. Presumably, it's going to protect to avoid the Focus Sash breaking, but as you see here, it actually is Mega Aerodactyl, which I'm perfectly fine going up against because Hariyama can take that out pretty easily once Trick Room goes up. So both of our Megas coming out. Mega Aerodactyl is pretty rare too, but it is very viable in VGC, albeit pretty rare. And he is going to make that Protect play on the first turn, so smart on my opponent's end there. Fake Out, unfortunately, is not going to do anything. He is going to go for the Will-O-Wisp. Who does it target? Okay, targeting the Audino to get the chip damage going right away. Smart play on my opponent's end, but I do get a free Trick Room up, basically, and that's really good. So I got 4 turns of Trick Room to use. Unfortunately, Audino is going to take some damage every turn with this burn now, though. And now the question is who I want to target. I think I want to Helping Hand Close Combat the Rotom Wash. And yeah, I think I'm going to go for that play. Though the thing is, Aerodactyl protected last turn, so I'm basically guaranteed to attack on that slot. So you know what? I'm gonna Helping Hand close combat the Aerodactyl. Let's see if he switches out with either of his Pokemon, whether he protects with Rotom. He's probably not gonna protect with Rotom, but I don't want to walk into an attack and have the Aerodactyl pull some shenanigans off. Though, looking back at it now, I probably should have targeted Rotom, just because Aerodactyl can't really do much to either of my Pokemon. So I'm going to get the Helping Hand close combat off against this Aerodactyl, and it picks up the knockout, very nice. So one of the reasons why I wanted to use Mega Audino, or possible, you know, way I thought I could work is through Helping Hand, and that is great. He goes for the Will-O-Wisp, which is even better for me because, like I said, I've got Guts on this Hariyama, so a curious play by my opponent, but huge turn for me there. Knock out a Pokemon, don't take any damage other than residual burn, and I've still got 3 turns of Trick Room left, so I'm feeling really good right now, actually, and Dino is pulling its weight so far. Let's see what else he's got in the back. I'm not too worried about the Hydreigon, of course, because Audino is Fairy type. Gastrodon Heatran, slightly scarier. That looks like it's going to be a Gastrodon. Okay, that is fine with me. So this time around, I'm gonna go for... I'm gonna Helping Hand close combat and try to pick up the knockout on this Rotom Wash. Even if he protects, Hariyama shouldn't faint, given the fact that it has an Assault Vest. So Mega Audino is gonna get the Helping Hand off once again. Let's see. And he doesn't protect with Rotom, so I should be able to knock it out here with close combat. As it does pick up the knockout. So 2 knockouts in 2 turns so far. Mega Audino actually doing a lot of work. Hariyama would not have gotten those knockouts without Helping Hand. He goes for the Earth Power onto Hariyama. Let's see if it's enough to knock me out. And wow, it does not do very much despite me being at -2 special at defense. So Assault Vest Hariyama also really carrying its weight so far, and I'm in a fantastic position right now, and pretty pleased. Audino's done a lot. Without the Helping Hand, I wouldn't be in nearly as good of a position, and I could not be happier to see Hydreigon, because I've got a Azumarill in the back as well. So here I'm going to go for the Helping Hand close combat onto the Gastrodon to try to pick up the knockout there. And now you see the power of Helping Hand. Let's see. No Protect, so I don't know if my opponent carries Protect or not, but I'm not going to complain, as Helping Hand close combat has picked up 3 knockouts this game. Hariyama Audino doing an unbelievable job so far. My opponent probably going to pick up a knockout here with Flash Cannon of all moves onto the Mega Audino. Is it enough to knock it out? It is not. As Healer actually heals Hariyama's burn. That's hilarious. Healer is probably one of the worst abilities you could have on a Mega Evolution, and that actually hurts me more than it helps me, but I'm not going to complain, just going to go for the close combat and go for the Heal Pulse onto Hariyama here, as my opponent just forfeits. So, Hariyama plus Audino sweeping through a team. Did not expect that at all, but I guess that's what happens when you have a team that's weak to Trick Room and Hariyama. And that was a pretty impressive showing by those 2 Pokemon, I've got to say. My opponent just didn't have very many good options against it, and I was able to capitalize off hits, so what a great first game to feature Audino and Hariyama. I'm pretty pleased with how that turned out, and should set the pace for this next game. My rating currently is in the high 1600s, trying to climb to 1700. Fell a bit, but I'm going to find a 1692 player, Picasso from Chiba, Japan. I actually think I played him earlier on. That's a very interesting team. Slurpuff, Flygon, Charizard, Ferrothorn, Meowstic, and Excadrill. Wow. Don't even know what to say. There's just a lot of interesting Pokemon choices there. But, once again, looks pretty weak to Hariyama, actually. Though the Slurpuff is very scary. And in retrospect, I probably should have had a better way to beat Fairy types when I built this team, but I just kind of threw it together. I'm thinking of leading with Hydreigon Audino this time around, with Hariyama in the back, and for my last one, I think I want Aegislash. This is tough, actually. Rotom actually does really well. This is one of the matches where I actually like all 6 of my Pokemon, and I'm really not sure who I want to bring. Let me think. The issue is, by bringing these 4, I don't have a good way to beat the Slurpuff, and I don't like that. However, Rotom Heat does check most of his team really well. Maybe I should actually not bring Hariyama and bring Aegislash instead. I'm actually going to go for that because Aegislash actually has Sacred Sword. I'm running a Life Orb Sacred Sword / Shadow Ball variant. So I'm going to go with Audino, Hydreigon, Rotom Heat, and Aegislash. That sounds solid. We'll see how this goes. So Mega Audino and Hariyama did a lot the first time around. I'm not sure if leaving Hariyama out this game was a mistake or not, but I guess we'll find out. But I cannot believe how clutch that combo was the first game. So I'm going to lead with Hydreigon and Mega Audino as he goes with Slurpuff and Meowstic, and that's actually not bad for me. I'm going to... This is tough. There are a lot of options my opponent can do. I think I'm going to go... I actually have Hyper Beam on this Hydreigon. I wonder if... I want to go for a Helping Hand Hyper Beam to KO the Slurpuff. But he's probably got Fake Out on the Meowstic. If he does, then that's going to be trouble. So the safe play here is to Dark Pulse Meowstic and just Trick Room. So I'm going to go for that play. Mega Evolve, Trick Room. If he doesn't have Fake Out, though, I'm going to really regret not Helping Handing and Hyper Beaming. That would have been such a hype play. But Audino going to Mega Evolve this first turn around. Let's see. He is going to go for the Fake Out. Who does the target? Target's Audino, so I should be able to get a knockout onto this Meowstic, which is really good, as it goes before the Slurpuff, and it does pick up the one-hit KO onto Meowstic, so getting rid of the annoying Prankster user there, which I am perfectly pleased about. And he goes for the Belly Drum with Slurpuff, which is always a scary sight to see. And so that is going to get its attack to +6, eating up the Citrus Berry as well. So this might mean trouble for me, because now that Slurpuff is a huge threat to me. But let's see what else he's got in the back. So good first turn, but my opponent getting a free +6 Slurpuff is never a happy sight to see. So that's going to be tricky to deal with. But we're going to have to see what comes in. Charizard is going to come in. Okay. Interesting. I'm going to go for the Dark Pulse onto Charizard and just go for the Trick Room with Audino. So it is Charizard Y. That's going to set up the Sun, increasing its fire type attacks. I'm in a not the best of positions right now, but I've got, if I can set up Trick Room, the Rotom Heat and the Aegislash might be able to take care of things in the back, but we're going to have to see. He's going to go for the Play Rough. It is going to target the Audino, interestingly enough, and it survives! Oh my god! But he goes for the Heat Wave, and unfortunately Audino's going to faint from that. I really should have went for the Helping Hand Dark Pulse, but I thought he'd target the Hydreigon with the Play Rough. So that's unfortunate. Hydreigon at least does get the Specs Dark Pulse off against the Charizard. Wasn't expecting Audino to survive, but bold Audino really pulling its weight there, man. So I'm going to bring in Rotom Heat here, which is definitely a good switch in. Now, unfortunately, I have Aegislash in the back, and I don't want to switch out my Hydreigon, so I think I'm just going to let my Hydreigon faint here as I go for the Will-O-Wisp onto Slurpuff. Yeah. Oh, he has Drain Punch. Did not see that one coming. That does a lot of damage. Brings me down to 38 HP. Ouch. As he goes for the Overheat. Okay, onto Hydreigon. Oh, Rotom Heat, actually. Very smart play by my opponent there. I didn't even know Slurpuff got access to Drain Punch, so I guess there's a good lesson to take away from there. But smart double target into the Rotom there to knock it out, as Hydreigon's going to go for the Dark Pulse to at least knock out the Charizard. So unfortunately, Audino did not do anything this game around. And it's going to be a 2-on-2 now, but the Slurpuff is really an issue, as Excadrill is my opponent's last one. That's not what I wanted to see either. As I'm going to bring in my Aegislash here. Let's see. I don't think there's really much I can do to win this match, unless he misses Play Rough. I guess that's the one way I can still manage to pull through. Although he's not even going to Play Rough Hydreigon. He just needs to go for the Drain Punch. So I think my opponent's got me pretty good here. I'm gonna go for the Dark Pulse onto Slurpuff and just Shadow Ball the Slurpuff as well, I guess, but it's a lost cause at this point. He goes for another Drain Punch. So that Slurpuff really pulling through right now. So maybe I should have gone for the Hyper Beam with Hydreigon in the first turn of the game, as he's actually gonna Earthquake himself, interestingly enough. It does a whole lot to Slurpuff. I'm going to be able to stance change, but it's too late at this point. He can just knock me out with another Earthquake. So Shadow Ball here is going to at least take out the Slurpuff, I think. Yeah, so it's going to be a 1-0 win, but 1-0 loss, excuse me, but I think my opponent had pretty clear advantage throughout the course of the game. So I'm going to King Shield here. Not really much I could really do at this point. Well played by my opponent. I think he made some really smart plays, or she, I guess. I think the character was a female, but double targeting the AUDINO, double targeting the Rotom Heat as well was very clever, and the double target into the Rotom I did not expect at all, so props to my opponent for that play. And unfortunately, by not setting up Trick Room, the AUDINO was able to just, not the AUDINO, the Slurpuff was able to just sweep through, so my opponent's going to be able to take a win here. So, if anything, I think this shows you exactly why Mega AUDINO can work, but you really shouldn't try to make it work. You know, in the first game, it managed to pull through Helping Hand and Trick Room. Second game wasn't able to do anything at all because it was just double targeted, and while it is bulky, you know, even had I set up Trick Room, I mean, I guess if I'd set up Trick Room, it would have been fine, but the main thing is, if I'm going to use a Trick Room user, I'm not going to waste my Mega Slot on it. If you want to use Trick Room in VGC, chances are you want your Mega Evolution to actually be something that can take advantage of Trick Room, not something that sets up Trick Room. So in this case, you know, in the first game, Mega AUDINO played support really well. The second time around just didn't work out as well. But if anything, I was able to feature Mega AUDINO, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. I think I'm going to be moving on to Mega Salamence next time around, just because that's actually a very viable Mega Evolution, and you know, it's something you can actually see in VGC tournaments, whereas AUDINO is very gimmicky, but I was glad to at least feature it in this channel for 2 battles, maybe back in the near future, and if you guys want to see more of it, let me know in the comments below, but if you'd rather, you know, see me move on to a new Mega Evolution, also let me know. Anyway, that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, let's aim for another 500 likes for an upload tomorrow, and I'll see you then. Peace.